Did you know your carry-on bag can get flagged at TSA even if you follow all the rules? That's right, in 2025, the rules have quietly changed. It's not just about liquids anymore. TSA agents are now flagging bags for things like hidden batteries, powders, even the way your items are packed. And the worst part? You won't know your bag is a problem until you're the one stuck at the scanner, pulling everything out while your flight is boarding. But don't worry. In this video, I'm exposing the biggest TSA secrets of 2025 and showing you how to avoid the mistakes that will get your bag pulled aside. Stick around because the last secret could mean the difference between a smooth trip and missing your flight completely. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss these travel hacks that can save you time, money, and stress at the airport. Secret 1. Alright, let's start with the number one reason your carry-on could get flagged in 2025. Loose lithium batteries. Now, most travelers don't realize this, but lithium batteries are one of the biggest fire risks on a plane. In fact, when they overheat, they can reach temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to cause a fire that can't be easily put out mid-flight. That's why TSA has become extremely strict about how you pack them. I'm not just talking about laptop batteries, I mean power banks, vape batteries, camera batteries, even spare drone batteries. If they're tossed loosely in your bag without protection, TSA agents will almost always pull your carry-on for secondary screening. And here's the scary part. If they think it's unsafe, they can confiscate your battery on the spot. Imagine showing up for a business trip or vacation, only to lose your power bank before you even get on the plane. So here's the smart fix. Always pack spare lithium batteries in their original packaging, or use inexpensive battery cases you can grab online for a few bucks. Not only does this prevent short circuits, but it also shows TSA that you know what you're doing. Keep them in your carry-on, never in checked bags, and make sure the contacts are covered. Bottom line, if you just throw batteries into your backpack or suitcase, you're practically guaranteeing that your bag will get flagged. But if you package them correctly, you'll breeze right through. Trust me, this one rule alone has saved travelers countless headaches at security. Secret number 2, and this one shocks a lot of people, is that your empty water bottle can actually get your bag flagged. Now, TSA doesn't care if it's empty. The problem comes from the type of bottle you're carrying. Stainless steel bottles, vacuum-insulated bottles, and even some thick plastic reusable bottles can block the X-ray scanner. To the machine, it looks like a giant dark blob, and that's a red flag. That means the agent has no choice but to pull your bag aside, open it up, and check the bottle by hand. And if you're unlucky, you could end up standing there while they swab the inside for explosives residue. Not exactly how you want to start your trip. Here's the worst part. Brands like Hydro Flask, Yeti, and even some Stanley Cups are among the most common bottles that trigger this problem. Travelers bring them thinking they're being eco-friendly, but they don't realize they've just slowed themselves down. So what's the smart solution? If you want to carry your own water, go with a clear plastic reusable bottle or one of those collapsible travel bottles. TSA loves when they can see straight through an item. Or, here's an even better hack. Freeze your water bottle solid before you head to the airport. If it's frozen, you can carry it right through security, and by the time you're on the plane, it'll start melting into ice-cold drinking water. It's a small detail, but it makes a huge difference. Remember, in 2025, even an innocent empty bottle can trigger a bag search and waste your time. Don't let a water bottle be the reason you're rushing to your gate. Secret number 3, and this one catches travelers off guard every single day, is that carry-on weight limits are now being enforced harder than ever in 2025. See, a lot of us get comfortable thinking, if it fits in the overhead bin, I'm fine. But airlines have started cracking down at the gate. In fact, several carriers, especially budget and international ones, now have strict weight limits between 15 and 22 pounds. And here's the kicker. TSA doesn't care how heavy your bag is, but the airline staff right at the boarding gate definitely does. That's when you'll suddenly see someone with a luggage scale pulling passengers aside, tagging overweight bags, and charging surprise fees. We're talking $50 to $100 on the spot. And if the bag is way over, they'll force you to check it, which means waiting at baggage claim and risking delays. Imagine thinking you saved money by avoiding checked luggage, only to pay more at the last minute. Brutal, right? So here's the fix. Always weigh your carry-on at home. You can grab a cheap handheld scale online. They're small enough to clip right to your bag. If you're over the limit, shift your heaviest items into your personal item, like a backpack or tote. Airlines rarely weigh personal items, and that trick alone can save you a ton of money. The bottom line is this: your carry-on might pass TSA with no issues, but the airline itself can flag you right before boarding. And by then, you have no choice but to pay up or risk missing your flight. Don't give them that chance. Travel smart, weigh your bag, and stay one step ahead. Secret number 4 is something most travelers don't even think about until it's too late. Powders over 12 ounces. Now, TSA treats powders a lot like liquids. Anything over 12 ounces, that's about the size of a soda can, is going to raise a red flag. Why? Because powders can look suspicious on the scanner, and in some cases, they've even been used to hide dangerous substances. The most common culprits? Protein powder, baby formula, coffee grounds, spices, and even things like powdered supplements. You might think it's harmless, but if you're carrying a big tub in your carry-on, get ready for a manual inspection. And those inspections aren't quick. Agents often have to open the container, test it with chemical swabs, and sometimes even call for additional screening. That's extra time you don't want to spend when your gate is about to start boarding. Here's where it gets tricky. Even if the powder is 100% legitimate, like formula for your baby, you could still face delays. I've seen entire security lines held up because of a single container of protein powder. So how do you avoid this? The smartest move is to keep your powders under the 12-ounce limit. If you need more than that, split it into smaller containers. Label them clearly so TSA can see exactly what it is. And if it's prescription or baby formula, keep it separate and declare it up front. That shows agents you've got nothing to hide and usually speeds things along. Remember, in 2025 TSA is stricter than ever on powders. It's not about what you're carrying, it's about how much. Play it safe, and you won't be the traveler stuck repacking at the checkpoint. Secret number 5, and this one feels sneaky, is that in 2025, multiple personal items are getting flagged more than ever. Here's the deal. Your ticket usually includes one carry-on bag and one personal item, like a backpack, tote, or laptop bag. But a lot of travelers try to push it, slipping in an extra shopping bag, duty-free purchases, or even just carrying a large water bottle or camera bag on the side. In the past, you could usually get away with it. Not anymore. Airports are quietly rolling out AI-powered cameras and smart scanners that automatically count how many items each passenger is carrying. That means you might not even realize you've been flagged until a gate agent pulls you aside and tells you to consolidate or pay an extra fee. And it's not just about bags. I've seen people stopped for having a big jacket stuffed with items, or even just juggling too many things in their hands. If the system thinks you're carrying more than you should, your boarding could be delayed. So what's the fix? Keep it simple. Consolidate your stuff before you hit the checkpoint. Nest smaller bags inside your larger carry-on, or use a backpack with multiple compartments so it looks like one bag. If you're buying duty-free, ask the clerk to bag everything inside your existing personal item. The less you're visibly carrying, the smoother you'll move through. Bottom line, in 2025, TSA and airlines aren't just looking inside your bag. They're also watching how many you've got. Keep it clean, keep it compact, and don't give them a reason to stop you. Secret number 6, and this one is catching travelers off guard every single day, is about smart luggage. You know those high-tech suitcases with GPS tracking, built-in phone chargers, even digital locks? Super convenient until you get stopped at the gate. In 2025, airlines are cracking down hard. If your smart bag has a non-removable lithium battery, it's banned from boarding. Period. Here's why. Lithium batteries have a nasty habit of overheating and catching fire, especially when they're stuck inside luggage. In the cargo hold, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Flight crews can't just run back there with a fire extinguisher. That risk is so serious that even one incident could ground a flight, delay hundreds of passengers, and cost the airline tens of thousands. So now, gate agents are specifically trained to spot smart luggage. If they can't see a clear, easy-to-access battery compartment, they'll stop you right at boarding. And trust me, they're not going to wait while you dig through the manual to figure it out. If the battery can't pop out in seconds, your bag is rejected. I've literally seen people forced to abandon $300 suitcases at the airport or pay insane shipping fees just to get their luggage home. So here's your travel hack. Before you buy, make sure your smart luggage has a zippered, removable battery compartment. Test it at home. If it takes more than a few seconds to remove, it won't pass at the gate. The smartest smart luggage? It's the kind that can instantly become dumb luggage when the airline says so. Secret number 7 is one that almost nobody talks about, but it's the reason your perfectly packed carry-on keeps getting pulled aside. Here's the deal. When you pack your bag too tightly, rolling clothes around electronics, stuffing socks inside shoes, cramming every inch of space, it actually confuses the X-ray scanner. Instead of seeing individual items, the machine just sees one big dark blob. And that blob is an automatic red flag. TSA agents don't know if it's just your vacation clothes or if you're hiding something dangerous. And when that happens, guess what? Your bag gets pulled for a full manual search. And trust me, it's brutal. They'll unzip everything, unpack each layer, swab and test items, and then leave you to repack in a rush while the line behind you grows impatient. I've seen people waste 20 minutes repacking at security, stressed out and sweating, while their boarding time is getting closer and closer. So what's the fix? It's surprisingly simple. Instead of stuffing everything together, use packing cubes. They keep items separated and easy for the scanner to see. Leave a little breathing room in your bag. Don't pack it to bursting. And always keep your electronics in an outer pocket so you can pull them out quickly. It might feel less efficient, but it actually gets you through security way faster. Remember, a perfectly packed bag isn't the one that fits the most stuff. It's the one that breezes past security without drawing extra attention. Secret number 8 is the one rule every traveler thinks they know, but it's still catching millions of people off guard. The 311 liquids rule. Here's the part most people miss. TSA doesn't care how much liquid is inside your container. They care about the container's maximum size. So that half-empty 6-ounce bottle of shampoo? Gone. Even though it only has a couple ounces left, the label says 6 ounces, and that alone gets it confiscated. But it gets worse. TSA's definition of liquid has expanded way beyond just water, lotion, and shampoo. Things like peanut butter, hummus, yogurt, gel shoe inserts, even certain lip balms, they all count as liquids now. Travelers are losing $50 skincare products, prescription gels, and even specialty foods every single day just because they don't fit the definition. And here's the kicker. If the TSA finds something non-compliant, you don't get to consolidate or move it around at the checkpoint. Nope, they take it on the spot, no second chances. So how do you avoid this trap? Always double-check the printed size on your container, not the amount inside. Stick to a single quart-sized clear bag, no exceptions. And if you're unsure whether something counts as a liquid, look it up before you pack. This one simple habit saves you money, stress, and the embarrassment of watching an agent toss your expensive stuff into the trash. Secret number 9 is a sneaky one that's costing travelers their expensive gear every single day: power banks. Here's the rule. Any power bank over 100 watt-hours is banned from carry-on luggage. But here's the catch. Most power banks are labeled in milliamp hours, mAh, not watt-hours. That means TSA agents will actually make you do the math on the spot. And if you can't prove your device is under the limit, they'll take it away. No exceptions. Here's how it works. Milliamp hours times voltage, divided by 1000 equals watt-hours. For example, a 30,000 milliamp hours power bank at 3.7 volts? That's 111 watt-hours. Just over the limit and instantly confiscated. I've seen people lose $150 chargers because the label was unclear or damaged. And TSA isn't messing around. If your power bank doesn't show a clear watt-hour rating, or if the label is missing, agents will just assume it's non-compliant. Gone. So how do you protect yourself? Always buy a power bank that's clearly labeled under 100 WH. Keep the original packaging, and if possible, print out the manufacturer's watt-hour specs in case an agent questions it. Trust me, it's much cheaper to buy the right battery up front than to watch your pricey gadget disappear at security. Bottom line, if you can't prove your power bank is safe, TSA won't let it fly. Secret number 9 is a sneaky one that's costing travelers their expensive gear every single day: power banks. Here's the rule. Any power bank over 100 watt-hours is banned from carry-on luggage. But here's the catch. Most power banks are labeled in milliamp hours, mAh, not watt-hours. That means TSA agents will actually make you do the math on the spot. And if you can't prove your device is under the limit, they'll take it away. No exceptions. Here's how it works. Milliamp hours times voltage, divided by 1000 equals watt-hours. For example, a 30,000 milliamp hours power bank at 3.7 volts? That's 111 watt-hours. Just over the limit and instantly confiscated. I've seen people lose $150 chargers because the label was unclear or damaged. And TSA isn't messing around. If your power bank doesn't show a clear watt-hour rating, or if the label is missing, agents will just assume it's non-compliant. Gone. So how do you protect yourself? Always buy a power bank that's clearly labeled under 100 Wh. Keep the original packaging, and if possible, print out the manufacturer's watt-hour specs in case an agent questions it. Trust me, it's much cheaper to buy the right battery up front than to watch your pricey gadget disappear at security. Bottom line, if you can't prove your power bank is safe, TSA won't let it fly. Alright, here's a 2-minute script for secret number 10, food and agriculture restrictions. Why snacks can get you fined. Secret number 10 is one of the most surprising, and it can hit your wallet harder than almost anything else. Food violations. Most travelers think, it's just a snack, no big deal. But here's the reality: your carry-on goes through 2 inspections, TSA for security and USDA for agriculture. And USDA plays by a completely different rulebook. That apple you tossed in your bag? That homemade beef jerky? That fresh cheese you bought on your trip? They can all trigger a federal agriculture violation. And the fine isn't pocket change, we're talking $300 or more, plus a permanent mark on your travel record. Why so strict? Because fresh fruits, vegetables, meats, and dairy can carry diseases or pests that devastate local crops. It's not just about your snack. It's about protecting the food supply. That's why USDA officers at airports have full authority to confiscate items, issue fines, and even flag you in customs databases. And it's not just international travel. Even some domestic flights to and from places like Hawaii, Puerto Rico, or Guam have strict agriculture rules. Travelers get caught all the time when they connect through a different airport, not realizing the rules changed. So how do you stay safe? Stick to commercially packaged, sealed foods with clear ingredient labels. No fresh produce, no homemade meats, no dairy. And always check the agriculture restrictions for your destination before you pack. Because what feels like a harmless snack could cost you hundreds of dollars and a big headache at the airport. Secret number 11 is a scary one because it doesn't just risk delays, it can mess with your health. Prescription medications. Most people think, it's medicine, TSA will understand. But here's the truth. If your medication isn't in its original pharmacy container with your name on it, agents can, and often will, confiscate it. Why? Because loose pills in a plastic baggie or an unlabeled pill organizer look just like illegal drugs. And TSA is trained to treat them as a potential drug violation. That means your bag gets pulled, your meds get seized, and sometimes law enforcement even gets called in. I've seen diabetics nearly stranded without their insulin, parents stuck explaining their child's ADHD meds, and travelers miss flights because the TSA was trying to verify a prescription. And if you're carrying controlled substances like painkillers or anxiety medication, the rules get even tougher. You may need extra DEA documentation if you're carrying more than a personal use amount. Here's how to protect yourself. Always keep meds in the original prescription bottle with your name clearly visible. Carry a copy of your prescription, and if possible, get a note from your doctor explaining your medical need. And if you're traveling internationally, check the rules in your destination country. Some countries outright ban medications that are legal in the US. This one mistake can leave you without the medicine you need most. But with the right packaging and paperwork, you'll be covered. Now I want to hear from you. What's the strangest thing TSA has ever taken from your bag? Or, be honest, have you ever been the one holding up the line because you forgot your laptop or water bottle? Drop your story in the comments. I'll pin the best ones at the top so everyone can learn and laugh together.
This is the easiest pouch of your bag where you can get to them easily. And just always assume that when you properly remove your electronics, it signals to the TSA agents that you're and actually help you get through faster and reduces your... So there you have these 12 flagging triggers. They are specific responses to real smuggling, the stuff they never publicize. Fires on planes. Smart luggage batteries have overheated in the cargo hold. Items from the scanners. Here's the bottom line. Spending hours of delays and hundreds of dollars in unexpected fees. The craziest thing you've ever seen get flagged at security. Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you found this helpful, make sure to share this video with anyone you know who travels. And subscribe for Insider Airport Intelligence to keep you one step ahead of the rules. Safe travels.